Here we go. Howdy, folks. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. Finally, we got it going. I was kind of worried there for a second.
I was too. I was like, oh, I better start letting everybody chat now, guys. We might be having some issues here.
I kept pushing go live on Zoom, and it turned from red to blue, and then I'd go looking on YouTube and not live, and finally, I closed that out and opened it back up, closed it out and opened it back up, and here we are. All right. I definitely can envision a better world.
I could too, and I had literally saw rays, and a lot of us, we were holding hands, and we were like, which one do we jump on?
I mean, people, like, this is not the life we're supposed to be living. We're not supposed to be enslaved every day. And like I said, when, that first thing went out and people lost their jobs, they got a taste of what it really could be like.
Yeah. And they started to dream again.
And that you saw the creativity coming out in people because they weren't enslaved. They weren't having to go do the grind every day. They were able to focus their minds. There's a reason that when we went from being cavemen and being in survival mode the whole time, we never really got to progress. But once we were able to get some comfort and expand our life expectancies, and the reason we expand our life expectancies is because we did make our lives easier, but it opened us up for more thought, and that's why you're seeing space travel and all this. So imagine if we weren't enslaved 8 to 12 hours a day, and we had that time. And not only, that 8 to 12 hours a day affects the rest of your day, because what do you think about? Oh God, I hate work, God, blah, blah, blah. Right. So it envelops you constantly. So if we're able to just actually live our lives and use our brain, like, oh my God, this world would be incredible. It would be such a beautiful place.
Yeah, like if we were working for common goals and to support beautiful, fantastic, fun things for us as a species, but it wasn't done for motivation of profit and greed, that right there would change so much of our world. If most of us were able to operate in a see, this is the thing, we get really smart, and then every single time we get super smart, we start inventing technology. And this is even in the Bible, the Tower of Babel, we fall. It's like every time, because we get super smart and we forget that we need to honor our hearts too. We can only truly evolve when we can bring our wisdom into balance with our intuition, which is our heart center. So when we can start to have balance between the toiling and the labor, because it's a physical existence. We have physical things we have to do, even caring for our own bodies. But the workloads, and it's all because of the competition and the greed. If we didn't have the competition and the greed, and it was more about service to others, and you get to be a hero because you're valuable to your family and your community, if all those things change, we would only be working like 3 days a week, and we'd all be chilling out, painting stuff, creative, and the world would function in such a magnificent way because it would be really operating from higher vibrations other than to have self-motivated benefit.
That's what I'm saying. You know, they thought that was going to scare everybody, and then they saw that, like, damn, these people, they're just thriving now. We got to do something about this.
They just woke up.
Yeah. So, got to pull out some of the old tricks.
It's like, oh yeah, they're like, oh shit, that backfired. Yeah.
And that's what, like, we have to transmute that energy and turn it into something positive. And we can, and we will. But like I said, don't be silent. Go out there, be a voice.
Yeah. And you know, it's like, we gotta, you know, it's like everybody's like, well, what can you do? It's like, guys, we really gotta understand the power that we have in our mind. We really do. We are creating our reality. And everything that's showing up in the world is a reflection of what's happening within our subconscious collective consciousness. So the chaos in this world, you know, you can look at it in fear, or you can look at it in total awe, amazement, and excitement, because this means things are getting ready to change. So, and we get to determine how that change is going to anchor into this world through our collective vibration.
And we're much stronger.
Yeah. And we know how to be the frequency we want to receive.
And
right?
And love is way more powerful than hate.
Oh, absolutely. Like 100 times exponentially more powerful.
Yep. Claudette Malaspina, welcome. Good to see you. I think I saw somebody else that I hadn't seen here in a while, I think. Oh yeah, the Fifth World. Good to see you.
Yeah, hi Fifth World.
Yeah, the invitation's still open if you want to come on and be a guest sometime. You don't have to show your camera if you don't want to, but if you ever want to be a guest, just email me at milkywayweekly@gmail. Love to have you on. Get your, you know, it's like even with her, you know, it's I go back and I check on people like the Fifth World and other people. It's amazing seeing the progression and how we've all evolved in our thought.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's all just a part of growth. And it's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and all of us are going, you know, in such a similar momentum, but we all have these little fractals of uniqueness that we're all exploring and learning and gathering and doing and diving into. And man, that's the fullness of creation. So we got to just keep going with, you know, go with what you're drawn to. Trust what you know, because you guys are wizards.
I've said this from the beginning when we started, this community started forming. It's amazing how we seem to be strategically placed around the world, but now it makes sense.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, especially, you know, because I started working on that crystal network, the crystalline grid. I've literally been working on that with collective groups for, my gosh, since 95, 97. So it's been a long time I've been working on that. And then when I met this group and these communities, and I started seeing how we were all over the globe, and it literally was like seeing the crystalline grid above the planet with all those little dots of all those connection points. And it was like watching a mirror reflect itself, light to light. I was like, wow.
You know, I mean, we're being tested and tried every day, but it's an amazing time to be alive.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Yep. So get out there and shine like you know you are.
Shine on and flame on. Yeah.
Well, do you have a final thought for us?
I think you couldn't have said it better, Brian. Shine on and flame on. So we got to do. We got to create what we want to see. And right now, in these huge transitional windows, man, this is when you really can start to plant the seeds for the future, because when things change, that means things are going to go into something new. So we can look at it fear, or we can look at it as a huge potential to make things look the way we want them to.
That's it. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this book. Like I said, The next one, I don't know if it'll be as good as this one, but I know it's packed full of a lot of information. I haven't read it, but I just know. So, and when I just know, I know. Anyway, I'll be back Thursday, I think. I'm just going to go ahead and put Brian Lunsford on the spot. Me and Brian Lunsford will be back Thursday night, whether he likes it or not. So until then, folks, be the frequency you want to receive. Get out there and spread some love and light. Until Thursday, I love you all. Have a wonderful night.